This is Abia COVID-19 update.
Abia COVID-19 update.
Well, the coronavirus pandemic has opened a new horizon in human history. Note that there has never been pandemics before now. The major lesson to human beings is that the world could be brought down to its knees again in spite of its present sophistication. Now, another lesson learned is that such pandemic poses threat to human beings generally, irrespective of race or geopolitical or geographical location. And as a way of preventing the spread of the disease, there was lockdown in most countries of the world. The lockdown affected personal, corporate, and national economies, which saw most people unable to feed themselves. In many cases, government have to resort to giving out palliatives to ensure that citizens keep body and soul together. And we must remember that government cannot do it all alone. We must come strong in unity to wade through this coronavirus struggle, irrespective of our political differences, and we must also join hands with the state government to achieve the best for the people. We commend the effort of our health workers and who are at the forefront of the war against coronavirus. Welcome to another edition of the program, Abia State COVID-19 Update, the last edition for this week. My name is Michael Oni. Now, on this program, we highlight the daily report of the Interministerial Committee on the Control of COVID-19, as well as Abia State Governor Okezie Ikpeazu's effort in ensuring that the state is safe from the virus. This program is running simultaneously every weekday, Mondays through Fridays, on several radio stations in the state. And presently, we're live on BCA 88.1 FM, Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa Radio 104.1 FM. All in Umuahia, the capital of Abia State. We're also live on Buzz 89.7 FM and Real 99.1 FM, both in Aba, the commercial capital of the state. Now let's quickly do the figures as of 7:30 a.m. today, Friday. Globally, we have 5,910,145 infections, just a little below 6 million milestone. As talking about the number of infections of coronavirus that have been recorded globally, leading to the deaths of 114 people rather. 2,583,302 people have recovered. Now let's break it down to Nigeria, as Nigeria's tally of the confirmed COVID-19 cases yesterday rose to 8,915. 182 new infections were announced by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. 5 deaths were recorded from the virus, bringing the total number of the confirmed deaths from the virus to 259. Lagos State recorded the highest figure of the cases reported yesterday with 111 infections, and the state is still the epicenter of the disease. Until date, we have 8,915 cases, confirmed cases, and 2,592 cases have been discharged. 259 deaths have been recorded in 35 states and the Federal Capital Territory. And since the beginning of the outbreak in Nigeria, 49,966 samples have been tested by the NCDC, and presently we have 6,064 active COVID-19 cases in the country. And as usual, before we begin our discussion on a daily right here on COVID-19, Abia State COVID-19 update, we give you the update in Abia State. And of course, Abia State, God's own state, recorded one new confirmed case. That was on Tuesday, 26th of May, and an additional 2 on Wednesday, 27th of May 2020, thereby bringing our total confirmed cases to 10, with 4 discharged, meaning we have 6 active cases in Abia State. One new confirmed patient escaped from a holding facility in Aba and is yet to be apprehended, and the name is Mr. Emmanuel Ononiwu. And the new confirmed cases are residents of Aba with no record of recent travel outside the state's hands. There might be possible cases of community infection. So all the active cases in isolation at the Abia State Specialist Hospital and Diagnostic Center, Machara, are clinically stable, while the remaining index patient, who is above 71 years old, the patient we've been talking about there at the Federal Medical Center with underlying medical condition, has been declared COVID-19 free and discharged from the isolation center at the FMC. So contact tracing has also commenced for the new confirmed cases, with samples collection ongoing, while the private medical facility in Aba, where one of them was previously being managed for other medical issues, has been decontaminated, and of course the medical facility has been temporarily closed down. We're also awaiting results for samples collected from contacts of the confirmed patients, and will be we will inform you as appropriate when received, definitely on this program too. But please, I'm begging you this morning, all citizens and residents of Abia State, please take necessary precautionary measures, as there are evidence of community infection within our state. So it's important that you keep wearing your face mask before leaving your house. Very compulsory, and you should wear it properly at all times, as you may not know who is infected or not. It is also important you observe social distancing regulations. Wash your hands regularly under running water, or use original alcohol-based hand sanitizers. Now let's quickly go straight to our discussion this morning. We focus on issues as far as COVID-19 is concerned in Abia State, and we do have the Transition Committee Chairman of Umuahia North Local Government Area right here in the studio this morning, joining us, Comrade Lucky Adadike. I hope I got your name correctly. Akabuike. All right, Comrade Lucky Akabuike. Thank you very much for the correction, Comrade.
Thank you.
All right, let's begin the conversation this morning. I would like to take you on the area of enforcement of the lockdown order.
Well, thank you, Mr. Moderator. The first thing is to say that as chairman of the TC chairman of Umuahia North Local Government, I am the leader of the enforcement team in this local government area.
Okay.
We also have an enforcement area covering the Abia Central. You have another leader covering Abia North Senatorial Zone. You also have another one covering Abia South Zone. This is how the state has designed it to ensure that properly all local government areas are covered in terms of enforcement. In that local government area, Umuahia North, the TC chairman is the chairman, the DPO is the deputy chairman. You also have the Health Authority Secretary as member, Education Authority Secretary as member, and other stakeholders in Umuahia North.
Okay.
Their responsibility is to ensure that as a local government area, all directives issued to the local government by the state committee is diligently implemented, and that's what we are doing. At our level, we had to constitute another sub-enforcement team made up of young men, and of course women, who will assist the local government team in down the line proper enforcement of these directives. Our people have this innate belief that COVID-19 is not real. And with that kind of assertion, with that kind of impression, there is that tendency to disobey. And that created some little logistics problem in ensuring obedience. And I think we have been diligently being our helper to ensure that Umuahia North Local Government is compliant in the protocols already directed.
Umuahia North Local Government is a municipal local government area, but sir, report of harassment and an extortion by members of the task force is rather disturbing.
Well, I think it is their word against the words of the enforcement team. As the leader of the team, I am not stationed at a particular place.
Okay.
I move from the border to streets where we have teams. We have about 5 teams covering major routes leading to Umuahia to ensure that there is no there is just to ensure that people don't, there is no weekend. People don't penetrate from where people are not stationed to infect our people. You have road leading from Ikuano, which is a very prominent road because it crosses to Akwa Ibom. You have road coming from Aba. You have that one coming from Owerri. You have that one coming from Enugu, Zuakole, and so on. So we have teams that are stationed here and there. Yes, it is a human factor. People complain of harassment, they complain of intimidation, and they complain of extortion. I am not holding brief for anybody, but I know officially there is nobody that has been mandated to either harass or extort anything from anybody. The issue is that when I said it is their word against our word, by the time somebody is apprehended, an offender is apprehended, he must have an excuse. He must have an excuse, and he will start defending himself. And in the course of that defense, people who are enforcing these orders of government will also try to ensure that nobody accuses them of not performing. So at the end of the day, because you are not there, you cannot actually ascertain the exact position, what really happened. So as the team leader of the local government, I want to categorically say, without any outer of contradiction, that there is no order to harass, intimidate, or extort anybody.
Okay.
The instruction is, by the time you apprehend anybody, you cause them to be arraigned before
at the mobile court.
Okay. And that is the official order. And you know, this is Nigeria, this is human nature. By the time you send people on assignment, it is only God that will guide you.
But have you received some of these reports of harassment and extortion by members of the public?
Yes, I can say that. Yes, on 1 or 2 occasions we have received such reports, and it might surprise you to see or know that at certain instances, by the time you bring the man who accused the team of extortion, he will be telling stories.
What has been your immediate reaction?
Picture
Okay.
of what actually happened. Yes, in one occasion I had to dissolve the committee. In one occasion I had to dissolve the committee and reconstitute the committee, because one, that enforcement had to be done because it is the governor's directive, and we have the mandate to implement it to the letter. So I had to dissolve the committee because of certain stories I had, and then brought in certain other men who I believe will perform better.
Interesting. Well, it is still Abia State COVID-19 update. The program is live on several radio stations. We take a breather, and when we return, we're still focusing our attention this morning on the enforcement of the lockdown order as directed by the executive governor of Abia State, Dr. Okezie Ikpeazu, especially as far as Umuahia North local government is concerned, as we have the transition committee chairman of Umuahia North local government very much in the studio this morning, Comrade Lucky Akabuike, very much with us this morning. Stay tuned.
This is Abia COVID-19 update.
Abia COVID-19 update.
Well, thank you very much for still staying tuned. It is Abia State COVID-19 update live on BCA 88.1 FM, Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa Radio 104.1 FM, Buzz 89.7 FM, and Real 99.1 FM. And of course, we're taking a look at the enforcement of the lockdown order as far as Umuahia North local government area of Abia State is concerned. And if you want to be part of the conversation this morning, the lines are very much open. 0808 182 6949 0811 605 2949. You can also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. All right, we still have the Transition Committee Chairman of Umuahia North Local Government Area of Abia State very much in the studio, Comrade Loki Akabuike, and we're taking a look at the enforcement of the lockdown. We've been talking about the harassment and extortion, alleged harassment and extortion by your men, and I'm asking, what has been your immediate reaction to when you get reports of this alleged extortion and harassment by your men on the streets?
The first reaction is to investigate and verify the facts of the matter. And when I get such disturbing reports, what I do immediately is to, one, identify the complainant, two, ask him to name the team that harassed him, invite the leader of the team, try to find
how do you expect the person to identify the leader of the team, or probably the name of the team?
The moment you tell me where you were allegedly harassed, I know the team leader. So through the information you give to me, I get across to the team leader and then invite him immediately before you to verify actually what transpired between you and the team leader. And from there, I now proceed with whatever necessary action I ought to implement. But you can be surprised that most of the times, what they allege are not exactly what happened.
Okay.
Ordinarily, if you are a citizen, law-abiding citizen of a country, if somebody with authority flags you down, the first thing you do is to obey, comply, answer certain questions, explain why you are at the road at the wrong time. If your explanation is not acceptable, if it is not satisfactory, then the team has to ask you to move to where the mobile court is sitting, which is at Umuahia North local government, where you will be arraigned before that competently constituted court for reprimand.
Okay, I have more questions, but let's get reactions from the listener this morning, as I also have questions concerning the conduct of your men. What is expected of them when they are carrying out their duties? Hello, good morning to you.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Michael.
Yes, you're welcome. What's your name?
I'm calling from Umuahia.
All right.
Good morning, comrade.
Good morning.
You have 30 seconds.
Okay, sir. Good morning, comrade Loki Akabike.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Please, I'm happy for the committees, like you said, what you've been doing in order to curtail the spread of this deadly pandemic. You know, I know that our needs lies everywhere that we as the crown. And I still believe that you are joining hands with the governor of the state, Dr. Kezi Bazu, to make sure that things are going the way it should. But where I faulted your task force is the way they approach people. I know that you might not be there, or you are not. You cannot be there and be the other place at every time. But I'm still encouraging you to set out another task force that will be monitoring the activities of your task force, the original one, the ones that will disguise themselves, and they can be mounted at this particular period and be getting feedback of how those guys, like a situation whereby the way they harass KK people most times is not supposed to be so. I know that Aburo work will always go with force.
Right. Quickly wrap up your thoughts, please.
They put things into way that, because at the end, they will be referring to the government of Okeziba, the government of, these are the boys of Okeziba. So please.
Okay. Thank you. Your time is up. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning to you. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
My name is Ambassador Caleb. I'm calling from Umuahia.
You're welcome, Ambassador.
Yes. For 2 days before whatever happened, I gradually monitored some of these people. Even one of my relations, their motor was seized But I was able to find out that my relation was wrong. My brother, I keep telling people, once you are right, and somebody calls himself a task force member or anything, stop and listen to him. But they don't want. I was there. I even condemned my relation. What you did was wrong. Why are you telling them who are they? Who are they? Did they just come in there? What I hate is somebody disobeying the law. So, Loki Akabike, please continue doing your job.
All right. Thank you for your contribution. Hello, good morning to you. We lost that. I want to get a feel. I want to get a feel of what the listener feels about the conduct of your men on the street before we wrap up things here this morning on the program. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Michael.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm Coach Joy.
Welcome,
good morning, Oga Loki Akabike.
Good morning, my dear.
Thank you. I want to say the job is not an easy one because human being is very, very difficult to come outside to control people who believe that there is a COVID-19. You understand? Where the headache is coming from. People don't put on their nose mask. Even if they put it on their jaw. So if you go outside, you see that many people don't believe that. Pray to God that He will save those trying to save from this pandemic. Thank you, and may the Lord be your friend. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Hello, good morning to you. Okay, there was another incident last week that involved a journalist with an online media. I don't know if you got informed about that particular incident where the journalist was beaten with his crew members, about 2 cameramen, I believe, and one other journalist, beaten with his crew member because he caught on tape some of your men allegedly extorting. I don't know if you got that information. Maybe it's got to your table, comrade.
I'm very surprised to hear this. If you know my background, you know that I served the working people of Abia State as chairman of Nigerian Labour Congress, which Nigerian Union of Journalists is an affiliate for 8 years. So I have wonderful relationship with every worker. If there is any journalist that is harassed, the proper thing to do is, one, to report to his union, and the state chairman of NUJ, Comrade John Emejo, is a personal friend who would easily assess me, and I know exactly what happened. I'm surprised that a thing of that nature happened and nobody reported to me.
Okay, before we wrap up things here this morning, what do you expect? Probably your men are listening to this program. What do you expect from them, their conduct on the road, and of course on the streets of Umuahia North Local Government, and of course some other task force members are listening to this program? What is expected of them? Good conduct.
The first reality, which is a hard truth, is to appreciate that those men at the streets are giving service to this nation, and they are there for the people. Because if you obey and I obey, definitely this pandemic will not affect us. Then two is that we have to appreciate that there was no training to these men. The pandemic didn't give us any notice. So the men are people who were just recruited in a hurry to give service to these states. As men, there may be minuses here and there, but our people also has to open up a vesta where they will tolerate where it is necessary. Like one of the callers said, the first thing is to recognize them as men in authority. When you recognize them as men in authority, they will recognize you as a citizen of God's own state. At times, it is force that will always attract this force. When they meet you and engage you, and you become recalcitrant, you give them the impression that there are no human beings. Because of the level of some of the people who are on the streets, they tend to react. Most times it could be reaction that people term intimidation and harassment. But people have to accept the best intention in the entire exercise, ensure the success of our governor's intention, the success of his intention. He loves the people. He wants the people to live aright.
Okay,
And we are there mainly to enforce it.
Okay, Martins from Afara, there is a message here. It says, Honorable Commissioner, please, some boys blocked Afara Oriogu Road leading to behind ceramics industry. They have been collecting money from motorists and embarrassing some. Please look at it. That's a complaint there. Ugochukwu from Imo State, extortion has been part of them and there is no excuse for this. This is everywhere. Good morning, Michael and comrades, sir. I want to commend the chairman for his efforts so far, but I want to ask him to ensure a more stringent measures are taken to enforce this order within the city, because many shops, tricycles and motorists still ignore certain rules and guidelines. Thank you, Sir Ike. Okay, those are the messages. Right, we want to appreciate you for your calls, for your messages, and it's very important that you keep staying safe and take responsibility. It's very important. Comrade, thank you very much for being part of the program this morning.
Mike, thank you very much. It's wonderful being here.
Right, we've had the conversation with Comrade Lucky Akabuike, the Transition Committee Chairman of Umuahia North Local Government Area of Abia State. Many thanks to the partnering stations. The program returns on Monday, and as I said, stay safe and take responsibility. My name is Michael Oni.
This is Abia COVID-19 update.
Abia COVID-19 update.